Welcome into the Presto Show, the number one rated pregame intermission postgame show this side of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, west of the Atlantic Ocean. Specifically, I don't know, pick an island. What island do you want to say? West of the island of Hispaniola, which contains
that's in the Atlantic
Haiti.
Ocean. You want to go with an island in the Atlantic Ocean?
You could go with Bermuda. You can go with a lot of great places. I would say
Turks and
Bermuda's
Caicos.
lovely.
Turks and Caicos.
Bermuda's lovely.
Bermuda is lovely. Yeah. All right. The island of Hispaniola includes two countries. Which are they? Go.
Dominican Republic.
And on the west side,
Haiti.
Yes. Ding, ding, ding. Geography here on a Saturday, a spicy Saturday, a wonderful weekend, because not only are we here tonight, but we're also back tomorrow night, because what's better than back-to-back games of hockey? What is better than having a wrench thrown into the goalie plan? Because it does appear that Darth Vladar, shirts available over at shop.snowthegoalie.com, will be in net tonight instead of against his former team, the Calgary Flames, on Sunday. Who better to bring in to break it all down than Jackie Spiegel, the pride of Staten Island? How are you, Jackie?
See, Russ, you can't do it live. Like, it's one thing to joke about it on Twitter.
It's not a joke. She's from Staten Island.
From Brooklyn. Just to set the record straight.
Same thing.
She's from Brooklyn.
From Brooklyn.
It's the same thing.
It ain't no.
It's a borough.
No.
Westchester's also a borough.
It is not a borough.
That's in Pennsylvania, though.
It's actually a county.
What?
In New York.
Oh,
In
Westchester,
New York,
no
yeah.
space.
Yeah.
We didn't acknowledge that. Anyway, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good. Let's talk about the goalie shuffle here, I guess, a little bit.
Sure.
It's an interesting position that the Flyers find themselves in. We talked about this the other night, but like Sam Ersson getting back-to-back starts, not back-to-back nights, but back-to-back starts. And then on Wednesday it was that he had ended up with the groin twinge, we'll say, the little tweak, the lower, we'll call it lower body.
Yeah.
Or we could be like the Flyers the other night when Sean Couturier came out of the game. The injury. We don't even specify
Body.
part of, somewhere on his
body.
At least it was not his spirit, it was not his mind, it was his body. Ersson out. Kolosov called up.
Yes.
Presumably will start tomorrow. Like, there's no chance, right, that Dan Vladar is going to go back-to-back nights.
I mean, Talkett mentioned workload. Look, if the Leafs put like 5 shots on goal, yeah, probably Vladar will play tomorrow, but that ain't happening. So,
Okay.
I don't foresee much of a scenario where Kolosov doesn't go tomorrow, for sure.
Unless Vladar gets yanked tonight.
Oh, for God's sake. Why can't we have nice things?
I'm just throwing out
I'm
throwing out a possibility. I'm just saying. If it happens.
Darth Vladar leads the league
in save percentage.
Well,
Yeah.
He was tied with Logan Thompson. I don't know if that
wasn't he? Is he still number 1 in goals against?
Number 2 in goals against. Logan Thompson.
Oh, what a slacker.
Logan
number
Thompson's
2 in goals against. Good God.
I looked it up the last time a Flyers goalie led the NHL in save percentage at the end of the season. So obviously a lot of runway was. Do you know when it was?
Is that your stat of the night or no?
Like check Monic?
No, Ron Hextall when he won the Vezina.
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
Not that long ago.
3 a.m, right on my story.
Look at you.
That,
That's dedication to the craft.
For the people.
Yeah, it's good. That's good.
Let's talk about...
there's something I wanted to talk to Jackie about, and specifically why I was asking her to come on the show tonight.
Yeah.
This morning, she asked Rick Tocchet a great question.
The best question.
A great question. And I have a feeling that it's probably something she's writing about, so I get the sense...
I did write about it.
Is it out already? I haven't seen it. Okay.
Not in full detail, but...
Yeah. So the question they asked Rick was about the Flyers and the Phantoms are now employing the same system,
yes,
which they had not been doing
Correct.
previously, and whose idea that was, and why they're doing it, why it means something more. So I wanted to give you an opportunity to kind of talk about it.
Sure. Well, I actually brought it up with John Snowden when I spoke with him in Lehigh. Did a one-on-one Q&A. You can read it on Inquirer.com. But I talked to him in July, and that's when he mentioned that they're going to be running the same systems. And he mentioned the 80. I actually looked back. He mentioned the 80-20 split that Tocchet actually mentioned today. So there is no fallacies or anything in this. Like this is what they're doing. Because I found it's something that during the John Tortorella era, I found incredibly interesting. And if I was a player, I would find incredibly frustrating because you're down playing in Ian LaPerriere's system in Lehigh Valley. Very not like obviously hockey's hockey, but especially in the defensive zone, very different philosophy. And then you go up to the NHL. Like I remember Ula Lixell specifically having a very long conversation with John Tortorella. I think it was in Arizona about positioning on breakouts, and you could tell he was a little confused because it's so. And I remember Torts saying at the time like it's different and to me that doesn't make any sense. Like why would you play such different systems from your AHL? And if my
it's a genuinely dumb thing to do.
My understanding also is that the Reading is also doing the same systems to a degree. Same, like from if I remember correctly, hearing that it's the same. Also, it just never made sense to me because you're expecting these guys to get called up to play at a high level, but they're probably thinking like, where am I supposed? Can I say hell? Like, where the hell are we supposed to?
You already did.
Yeah. Where are we supposed to be?
Wouldn't be the worst thing said on this show.
Where are they supposed to be structurally? And we all know how Torts quick of a hook he had. Like I just didn't think it was ever fair.
No, yeah, it's great. And so, but Tocchet said to you that this was his directive, correct?
Yes.
Like he brought that idea here.
Yes.
Which makes you think that
Tocchet's a teacher.
Well, yeah. So it makes you think that previously was it like what was the deal before? Like that's what I'm trying to trying to get to. Like
I think before
did they not care? Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like what's the rationale for not doing it?
I don't know. Look, I don't remember ever asking John Tortorella why that was the situation. But if I remember correctly from like talking to some people, the feeling is that kind of like what Tocchet said, that he wants them to have the opportunity to coach their game and their style in Lehigh. I think it was along those lines. But again, if I was a player and I was getting called up, I'd be like, this is the worst thing ever. Because how am I supposed to be the best player that I can be when I have no idea what is going on?
Because then you're overthinking.
Yeah.
So allow me to follow the education thing here for a second. Yeah. I will air a grievance. Back in my teaching days, I taught high school. I taught the low level, like level one.
What subject did you teach?
Spanish and German. I taught
Could
from
you
level
imagine
one.
being in his class,
Jack? It was the best. From level one all the way up to the AP class, right? But
didn't you dress in costume back then?
Will you just stop for a second? And so sometimes,
we need that on this show.
Obviously, you would have kids would come up from middle school, and they would go right into level 2, or they could go right into level 3. Except the people at the middle school, we had one teacher who was like, I'm not going to teach anything the way that you guys do at the high school. It's going to be rainbows and smiles. We're not actually going to teach them how to do any of the applied concepts. I'm just going to teach them a few phrases, and they're going to come to you. And guess what would happen? The kids would come up from middle school, they'd look at us, and they go, what the hell are you talking about? But the ones who had level 1 and 2 at the high school that understood how we were leading them to the AP class, they tended to do better. And so we would have a conversation back. You get together at the beginning of the school year, and you go, all right, are we going to actually align this or not? They had an assistant superintendent sit in one time and go, hey, let's get it lined up. Did it ever happen? Of course it didn't. Did I lose my mind? Of course I did. It makes sense that if you're trying to not have the players overthink everything and just play instinctually, that you instill the system, the values, everything.
It's something that I never could understand last year. And I will say also, and I have a lot of respect for John Tortorella, but could you imagine coming in, not understanding the systems, not knowing the systems, and knowing that he was behind the bench and was going to sit you if you didn't do it right?
Yeah, and so I think we talked about this when Tocchet got hired. We were like, all right, are they going to make coaching changes in the lower levels? Because in theory, you would want to align whatever you're doing so that when they get to the top, they know what to expect. And like the Philadelphia Union, who are they still up 2-0 right now? One of the things that they do is with the Union 2 level down below, it's the same systems. There is a constant communication. I don't know how this works in baseball land. I don't know. Like
it's 3-0.
Like alignments or whatever.
There's not really systems in baseball. It's you're reacting to the player you're playing against.
So I guess the point is,
yes,
you want to be able to make sure that these guys can run on autopilot, at least in terms of structure, tactics.
So today, in the story I wrote, I did talk to Jacob Gaucher about it. Just so you know, Sean Couturier is not on the ice for warm-up, so he is out tonight. So that means Jacob Gaucher is definitely playing. So when I asked Gaucher about it, I said, does it help that you've been learning the same systems? And he says, yeah, I don't have to think too much out there. Because remember, he's a center too, right?
Right, yeah.
And I said to him, how has the conversations been with Tocchet? Because you're a center, and the center position, especially with Tocchet's box end one, is so vital.
Yeah.
He's always, how many times he said the wingers are that's the easy job. The wingers are the easy guys out there kind of thing. And to be honest, wingers in most cases are the easy ones, right? You can stay with your D-man, and that's all you need to do. But for Gaucher as a center, he's like, yeah, it's great. I don't have to really think out there.
Well, you don't have to think in the sense that...
Or overthink everything.
Right.
Or, think about where he hockey is a lot of muscle memory kind of things, right?
Yeah.
Aside of the skating and the shooting, whatever. The muscle memory in terms of positioning and where you belong on the ice in situations, that is also a muscle memory in hockey. And if he already has that from his time in Lehigh, he should slot in very nicely on the fourth line tonight. And he also is playing with Rodrigo Avalos, who he's played with last season for the Flyers, and he also knows him obviously from playing for the Phantoms last year. So for him, it's a nice, easy, he slides in very nicely into the lineup.
Yeah, no, it's good for him. I hope he has a good game.
Yeah.
I think not
His story's amazing.
Yeah, I think not having Coots in the lineup affects this lineup a lot.
Yes. I think it's Structure has been having a great year.
He has, but I think there's a trickle-down effect, Jackie. I think Zegras has played better when he's been on the wing than when he's been at center. Just watching, and he's been very good. I'm not trying to take anything away from Trevor Zegras. I just think he's a little... He freelances a little too much at center.
We'll be interested to see how he does, because tonight... So normally with DeBoer, they play that hybrid position.
Right, but now they're not together. Right?
I don't think they're together tonight.
Right.
So could be an interesting element.
Yes, that's why I think that there's an interesting... I get a sense that this is going to have a somewhat of a slight negative impact on the team tonight.
I actually want to get into that really quickly because there's a thought out there, and I want to bring Bundy in on this when he gets here and even during the intermissions. There seems to be this growing sentiment online that Sean Couturier being out of the lineup is a good thing for the Flyers because they play faster, and people are trying to equate faster as being better. And I would simply point back to the fact that last game, once Couturier came out of the game, shot suppression was gone.
Yeah.
They gave up significantly better chances. They gave up more shots. I mean, obviously you're going to, but period by period, you were giving up more shots because Sean Couturier still remains your best defensive center on this team, I would argue.
Yeah, I mean, Cates is pretty darn good too, but you're right. I mean, basically what you're doing is you're at a point where you have one less defensively responsible forward on the ice and one that gets a lot of minutes. Couturier plays in all situations. He plays penalty kill. He plays on the power play, even though it's probably the second unit now, right, Jackie? That the Couturier unit on the power play is the second unit, you would say, at this point?
Yeah. I mean, I asked Tocchet that the question. Well, I didn't even ask it. I said to him the second power play unit, meaning Cates, and he goes, well, I don't know who the second power who's the first, who's second. And I go, it kind of answered part of my question there, Rick. You know, my question was I was hoping he would say that because I think it's pretty obvious who the number one unit is. Right.
But I think Couturier coming out affects them in a lot of ways. You're going to get, the Flyers have pretty much through the first 10 games here rolled almost the same line straight through.
Lovely, yeah.
Right? I mean, almost the same line straight through. And now all of a sudden tonight it's going to be a little bit different. And you're doing it against a pretty good Toronto team, although their goaltending is not very good. But beyond that, I think that the Maple Leafs are a pretty good team. They generate a lot of offense. They are a puck possession team. This could be a little bit of a challenge for them, minus Sean Couturier.
It'll be interesting to see what happens, for sure. I think, Toronto's coming off a pretty bad loss, I think, right, to Columbus.
Yeah.
So they obviously have a little bones of, a little fire in their belly, maybe.
They're going to be playing with vim and vigor.
You love that phrase.
Vim?
Vim
Have you never heard of vim and vigor?
I've heard of other things than vinegar, not vim.
No.
Salt and vinegar.
It's vim and vigor, not vinegar.
Is it vinegar or vigor?
No, Vim and
Vim
Vigor.
and Vigor.
Yeah,
Vigor?
Vigor.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, Vigor.
not vinegar.
Vigor.
Not malt
There's
vinegar
a lot
that
of
goes on your
noise.
fried fish.
Yeah.
But it's also the return of Scott Laughton tonight. Not playing.
Not playing. In the building.
In the building.
We're a little disappointed by the fact that do you think they'll do the tribute anyway?
I do. I would hope he deserves it.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna boo him.
No.
You know,
they're going to applaud.
He's going to get applauded, and it's also like you feel bad for the guy because he's not playing.
Well, but I don't know. I mean, I know he's here and everything, and that's fine. Do you wait for when they come back?
It's going to be weird if they don't, right?
The next one, they come back in what, January?
January.
Yeah. I don't know.
I did talk to him earlier today, though.
Yeah.
Did a little video. You can watch it on the Instagram and the TikTok. But he did. What I did think was really nice is that he actually, I said to him, "Do you have a message for the fans?" And he's like, "Thank you." He's like, "I never got a chance to say thank you after the trade," and he's right because he's never been back. So I thought that was, I did a story for the Inquirer actually that dropped this morning about the amount of work he did in the community and what he did to continue kind of the work that Voracek and Simmons and Giroux did in the community, and he kind of took that torch and kind of kept going with it. And I think there's a lot more. People in the comment section of the Inquirer will make comments about the glue. He was called a glue guy, which wasn't my saying. That Couturier, Torts, Danny Briere, there's a lot more to Scott Laughton than what he did on the ice. And a lot of it was in the room that none of us, not even us, saw. A lot of it is what he did in the community with the PSPCA, with the Mazzoni Center, with the LGBTQIA community. He kind of set the bar, I think, really high for players. And he always, I had asked him, I think it was end of May, I did a story for Pride Month, and we talked about the legacy, and sometimes yes, you want to have a good legacy on the ice, but you also want to have a good legacy off of it. And he talked about how he just wanted to be remembered for being a good human being, and I think that says a lot of who he is, and I think he showed that.
On one hand, I think all that's fine and dandy, and on the other, he's a bottom six forward, and it doesn't matter that he's gone. Nikita Gurbankin, though, who they brought into town, what?
Quite a segue. I mean, quite a
lovely,
segue.
Listen, seems like a lovely guy. There's a lot of lovely people in hockey.
You need your bottom six guys.
Huh?
You need your bottom six
you
guys.
Do.
And I will tell you, I've seen rooms fall apart when a glue guy gets,
Sure.
Scott Laughton gets removed.
Yeah.
I've witnessed
also,
it.
It doesn't hurt when the coach is, kind of a narcissistic, psycho, but,
I mean, it doesn't hurt when he goes too. But I will say that I've seen rooms fall apart.
Yeah.
Because I don't think people realize those bottom six guys, the guys who fight, the guys who defend their teammates, how valuable they are in a room. And when you lose them, it creates tidal waves.
Yeah.
Well, but continuing back to
I was going to say, because Gurbankin was part of that trade.
Yes.
He's back in the lineup tonight,
Yes.
if I remember correctly. He seems to be a guy that Tocchet is pretty high on, although he's kind of gone in and out of the lineup depending on the matchup. What have you seen from him so far this season? Are you as high on Nikita Gurbankin as I am? I'm a big Gurbankin guy.
I am. I really like his play. I'm always been a fan of grinders since I was a little kid. Those guys that really, you can see they work hard, they're workhorses, they put their body on the line. Those are the guys I've always been appreciative of. And he's someone who's in that vein. I like his, he's not afraid to be physical. He's not afraid to go to the net front. Someone made a comment to me, it's been a long time since there's been a net front guy like him here.
Yeah.
Like a Wayne Simmons kind of.
Yep.
I'm not comparing, I'm not saying he's Wayne Simmons yet, but it's been a long time since they've had someone who just wants to go to the net like he does. And the only issue is that what Tocchet said today is that sometimes he does it a little too much. And he said it previously, but today he kind of hinted on it again.
Yeah.
That he needs to focus a little bit more. He needs to pick and choose his spots, I think is to paraphrase.
That's part of being a young player too. He just has he has a different kind of, I guess, issue there than a lot of young guys do. A lot of younger players don't like to get physical, right? Hell, not even young guys. A lot of guys on this team, period, don't like to go net front. Don't like to be in the dirty, gritty areas.
Anthony, do you like Nikita Gurbankin?
Yeah, he's just a bottom six guy.
He wasn't taken in the first
I'm
round.
sure he's a delightful human being and everything, but he's just a bottom 6 guy. Good luck to him.
He wasn't a first round draft pick.
Good luck to him.
I feel like I got in the middle of something.
It's not the slam dunk you think it is. I like him. I do.
He could be a top middle 6.
Maybe. I think that's part of the fun of this season with the lower expectations. Like, I do think that ultimately they view themselves as being a potential playoff team. And I do like the fact that, like, he's getting the opportunity to prove that he can be here, should be here, and that they didn't go out and acquire 2 or 3 guys that could be jostling for a bottom 6 role that kind of forces him back down to Lehigh Valley. He earned his spot out of camp. Would I like to see him in the lineup every night? I would, because I think that there's a lot to build off there. But he's still getting enough consistent playing time that it doesn't, like, drive me nuts.
I'm curious to see, though, what happens when it becomes readily apparent that they need to call up Alex Bump. Who sits? And then they need to also, I mean, Carson Dorwart's looking really good in Lehigh, too. Like, I was a little surprised he wasn't the center called up instead of Gauthier, but I guess you don't really want Carson Dorwart playing on your 4th line, so, which he did under Torch, but
I think that's exactly it.
yeah.
I think that's exactly
Yeah, he has the
it.
one in playing bottom 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Or, like 4th line minutes.
Wasn't Carson Dorwart on one of the graphics behind the front office at the draft?
Yeah, but they had a bunch of different people. Oh, no, wait, he couldn't have been. He wasn't a draft pick. He was signed.
Yeah, he was on fire.
Who was the guy that we were surprised was featured on? We'll have to talk about it off air. There was somebody who was on the graphics behind the front office at the draft, and we were like, huh.
Are they still on the team?
Yeah. I'll try to figure it out during the intermission. I remember there being somebody. I don't know why I thought it was Dorwart. Anyway.
But he wouldn't have been drafted, though.
No, but I think it's a good. I think that you can look at Dorwart and you can drop somebody off the 4th line and get him on the roster.
Yeah.
Alex Bump, I don't think that's.
He's not there yet.
No, but I'm saying, like, when he's ready to come up, I think you have to move somebody else out.
Yeah. That's fair.
I do. I mean, obviously injury can play into it, right? I mean, there's always that, which is a lot of why teams always kick the can down the road a lot on younger players, is because they know at some point they're going to need them because somebody's going to get hurt. They just don't know who.
Right.
So teams do that all the time. And it was funny because, I know everybody's going to probably be like, why did they send out Emil Andre? I thought that was funny this morning when Tocchet basically said to you
I was
guys,
a little nervous when he walked in and was like, I'm going to start, because we've had those experiences, and I had a little PTSD. Like, it was like a little like, wait, what is going on right now kind of reaction in me. But
exactly.
I thought he was just going to start rattling
Who
off
was that
the
in
lines.
reference to?
Somebody. I don't know.
No, it's Emil Andre. So the Flyers sent down Andre to call up Gaucher today because they needed a center, and it's just easier to send out for roster purposes. It's easier to send out Andre.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a short-term thing. Someone asked how long Coots is going to be out. I wouldn't be surprised if he played tomorrow. Even if he misses tomorrow, I think that's probably the extent of it. So it's at most 2 games.
Yeah, he'll play in Montreal.
But I don't think he misses anything more than that.
Can we really quickly, back to Emil Andre. Why did Emil Andre have to be sent down? No, I know why, but just articulate it. Why did Emil Andre have to be the defenseman that got sent down?
He's waiver exempt.
And they had to do that in favor of keeping whom here?
Matt Nichkov.
No.
Well, no,
it's only 3 guys that are waiver exempt.
Right, they only have 3 waiver exempt players.
I understand that, but they have a
and
player.
they have 8 defensemen.
They have a defenseman on this team who isn't good enough, and it's crazy to me. Remains on this roster, and I get it. Yeah, paper, like, you're sending Emil Andre down. Now he's going to have to play for the Phantoms. Is it tonight they have a game in order for him to be able to come right back up and play? What do we do with Igor Zamula? Can somebody please explain to me what the point and the purpose is? I don't get it.
He's here until Risto is healthy.
Why? Because he's bigger. Is that it?
Because
he's a translator? Why is he here?
No, he's not translating anymore.
You need a depth guy. You need a depth guy. Like, you just need it. Like, you'd be surprised.
Couldn't Juleson be the depth guy to some extent?
Ultimately, he's going to be. But right now, he's in the lineup. Right now, Juleson's in the lineup.
I have to be honest. I I'm a little
I
bit
don't
on.
hate Juleson's
I don't
game.
hate. Yeah, I gotta be. Well, you know what?
But
It's
I
funny.
guess it's just the.
Well, Adam Yinning said to me, I think it was right when he made the roster, maybe, and I said like, I asked him about his game, and his response was like, "If I'm doing my job, you don't notice."
Yeah,
that's Juleson.
That's what Bundy always says.
Yeah.
It's just like
as a defensive defenseman.
Yeah, with some of these guys, it's actually better if you don't talk about them. Even like a guy like Drysdale, who's certainly always been viewed as more of an offensive-minded defenseman.
Yeah.
You almost prefer him to not be noticed, right? Because the only thing you really do want him to be noticed for is, oh, cool, like he has a couple of points on the power play, like he did something positive there. Otherwise, you don't want him to be noticed. Here's a question.
Yeah.
So Zamula's not waiver exempt, right?
Correct.
Should the Flyers really be afraid that a team is going to claim Igor Zamula? And to Ant's point, if the idea is that like he's just here until Risto gets back, doesn't that effectively say that as an organization they're ready to move on? So why not just rip the Band-Aid off? That's my point. That's my question. And I get that they would probably say we'd rather have Emil Andre play significant minutes for Lehigh instead of being the number 7 here. I would once again contend, why is he the number 7? Are we sure that he's actually a number 7? It seems like when he plays well.
He's going to play, Russ. I keep telling you this. Like, when he comes back up, he's going to play. But when you have 8 defensemen and you need to make a roster move and you only have 3 players who you can send down without waiving a player, without losing a player off of your roster,
So lose Zamula.
but you need that player. What if tonight 2 defensemen suddenly get hurt? And now you've waived Zamula.
I say the hockey gods hate this team.
Well, that's the point. That's why you have to prepare for that. So we have to prepare for that. They're not telling you that Zamula is ahead of Andre. He's not.
But what about why didn't they waive? Well, I guess also 2 things on this. Now that it popped into my head, because also I was like, why didn't they waive Adam Yinning? And I think they're afraid to lose him.
Right.
But
I would actually be more afraid of losing Yinning.
But
I think they're both.
I think he's played pretty well.
Also, if they waived him,
which him?
Adam, either one.
Okay.
Either one gets waived, right? They go on waivers. The injury was what? Thursday, right?
Which one?
The injury was Thursday. He goes on waivers Friday.
Yeah.
He doesn't clear waivers until 12 noon on Saturday. And if he gets picked up, then what do you do? Like,
Right.
So I think he doesn't have to pay us waivers. So it's
there's a lot of small little things to it. Look, once Risto's healthy, if everyone is healthy at that point.
Him and Emil were a good pair, weren't they? Didn't they play a little bit together?
That was last year, right?
Yeah.
The Andre Yinning pair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Andre. It was Andre and
Risto.
did.
Yeah. So
Who was the one that Yinning played with at the end of last year?
I don't remember.
There was another.
Ronnie Attard? Was he?
It was Attard. It was Attard and Yinning, and they oddly were playing pretty well. And then it was anyway.
Sorry, continue, Anthony.
No, but so that's really what it comes down to. It's not that they say, oh well, we got to keep playing Zamula. It's not that they have to keep playing him. Because to be honest with you, if Sean Couturier doesn't get hurt, Emil Andre's in the lineup tonight, and Zamula's sitting up here in the press box. Like, really, that's what would have happened. But the reality of it is that they had an injury elsewhere in the roster. Rather than short themselves until Ristolainen is ready to play, they're holding on to a body that is a depth guy. Come the end of November, and I think I'm pretty confident it'll be around Thanksgiving when Risto will be ready to go. Assuming everyone else stays healthy on that blue line, Igor Zamula probably will not be here.
Is Helga Grans alive?
It's not played well.
No, I was just asking because Helga Grans.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I was really hoping
he's not played well.
They were talking about him pretty highly back in the offseason. And it really feels
I wrote a whole story about
not that it was like a falling out or anything. It just feels like he really dove.
He had the Adam Yinning training camp from last year.
Yes.
And he fell down the charts, but then Adam rebounded halfway.
I'm going to answer this question.
Okay.
No, they won't send him back down. They won't. He'll play. He'll be in the. That's when Juleson becomes your 7. Okay, that's when Juleson becomes your 7.
Yeah,
if everybody's healthy, once Risto comes back, your top 6 are Sanheim and York, Sealer and Jamie Drysdale, and Risto and Emil Andre.
Yeah.
And Noah Juleson is your 7. That's how it will be. But for now, Juleson's got to be in the lineup. So therefore, because Juleson is your Risto replacement, therefore, when you have to send someone out, Andre has to be the guy to go out. Otherwise, you got to put somebody through waivers. Why lose a player on your roster just to keep a guy here for an extra game. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not saying that Zamula is a good player. Like, I don't think he's very good at all. But the reality of it is there are certain ways you have to juggle your roster and play the game roster-wise in order to make it work. That's it.
So Alexei Kolosov tomorrow.
We have to get Kevin Kurz on here tomorrow. Kevin Kurz's favorite goalie.
That's why I didn't ask for Kurz tonight. So if you go by our normal rotation, tonight would have been the Kevin Kurz night.
Is there a rotation that
I didn't even know there was a rotation?
I know there was a rotation.
So I try.
Usually I get a text like 10 minutes before, or you.
I try to
always have to be on your toes. You never know when.
I try to spread you guys out. I try to spread you guys out so that it's like, you and Adam and Kevin and Meltzer. So that you're like the four that we kind of rotate through. So it's kind of spread it around.
Valuable contributors to the show.
So I try to spread it out, but it would have been Kevin's turn because he, based off of when you guys last went. But I said to myself, I'm not asking Kevin to come on until Kolosov's playing. I want to get Kevin on the night Kolosov's playing. So
there you go.
I'm honestly shocked that there's apparently a method to his madness. I'm not sure that there is, but he's pretty good at talking and thinking on his feet, so I don't know.
Well,
it could be true.
We could also talk about tomorrow. It's like reunion weekend here. It's crazy.
Frost and Farabee
back tomorrow.
Yeah. My favorite line, and we were in. Were you over? I don't know if you were over there. If you had walked into the room yet. But they were talking about the trade with Calgary. And Kevin Kurz, just to poke the bear with Bill Meltzer, he said that what was the guy's name who was here for a hot minute and then got traded again? That was part of that deal. Yeah, Kuzmenko. Kevin Kurz says to Meltzer, you know who the best player in that deal was? It was Kuzmenko. And Meltzer went nuts. Meltzer lost it.
The trade was not for players.
Tell me when he's telling lies.
The trade for the Flyers was no offense to Joel, but dumping his salary.
Yes.
And they weren't going to pay Morgan what he was due with the qualifying offer.
Correct.
That's all it was about.
I think it's fair to sit there and say, was Farabee the worst player in that league?
No,
I think Farabee's actually a better player than.
He's just struggling to find his where he fits.
I don't think he's a bad hockey player.
Morgan Frost is on a wing for Calgary now. I mean, I don't know what it's. That team's not doing great right now.
I don't think either one of them are very good. So it was a good move by Danny getting rid of both.
I think Morgan has a lot of talent. I don't think Torts was someone who likes creativity and the talent that Morgan has.
Can you imagine if the Flyers had gotten Trevor Zegras when Torts was here?
That wasn't happening.
I mean, good Lord. Can you imagine? The breakout that we've seen and the bounce back and the confidence that Zegras is playing with.
I think considering we know that this was a thing that was discussed multiple times during the course of the year about getting Zegras here, and it didn't happen until they hired Tocchet, tells you something.
Yeah, for sure.
And surprise, surprise, Zegras has kind of thrived. I will give the guy credit. Now, he hasn't had to get to the point yet where he goes through a slump and gets booed mercilessly, but he gets this city already. And I think it's probably at least due in part to the fact that both...
He's from New York?
Well, I was going to say that York and Drysdale are both here. They're friends, right? There's a general idea of what you have to do to be successful. He's not pandering, so he's not Bryce Harpering this. There's no Philly fanatic, equipment. But Zegras already coming out publicly with the comments that, you don't want to show up here, of all places, and embarrass yourself. Coming out this week and saying that while riding point streak at home, he seems to understand what the real task at hand is. Yeah. And you got to give him credit for that. Now, if he does hit a stretch where he's not performing, we'll see how he bounces out of that. But as of right now, he came in here and he's riding a pretty nice hot start. So good stuff.
I've been impressed.
Ant, have you been impressed?
Yeah, enough. I mean, I still think I see some things that I worry about in his own end a little bit, and I worry about him now playing center full time. That might show those warts a little bit more. But I do like what I've seen out of Zegras so far. A lot. I do like a lot of it. We're nearing the end of the pregame here, so we got to get to some picks.
We do.
Jackie?
Yes.
Do you want to be part of the picks or no?
Sure. I think I was pretty close, actually, the last time. I said 4-2, and the Flyers won 5-2.
All right.
Yeah, so what do you got for us tonight?
Oh, no pressure there. I'm going to go 4-3. I'm going to go 4-3 Leafs, I think, actually.
It's one of those games.
So Vladar
Yeah,
gives
it's
up. Vladar gives up 3 or 4 goals.
Well, maybe once. Maybe it was 4-2. Maybe it was 3-1, and then there's an empty netter, and then they score. I don't know. You didn't ask me how. You just asked me how many.
That's right. We say that a lot on this show. We do.
You want my pick?
I do. Yeah, I'm putting the tweet together.
Okay. Yeah. I think this is a tough one for the Flyers. I think this was the one game on this homestand that I thought. I mean, you got to remember, they were originally going to have Erison play this game tonight because Vladar was going to go tomorrow against his former team. And I didn't like that matchup to begin with. And even though Vladar's in tonight, and I think it makes it more of a lower scoring game, I still think that the Flyers are going to be a little disjointed offensively without Couturier in the lineup.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to go Toronto 3-2.
And look at intern Andrew. He pounds the table because apparently he and Ant showing the same.
Did you do it again?
I was going to say 3-2 Maple Leafs.
I think intern.
I
want to
start going first.
Yeah.
I think
that's 4 straight games we've had the same score.
I'm not budging. You're not. You'll blink first.
4 straight games.
3-2 Maple Leafs.
Brutal. So I'm honestly torn because I'm a big Darth Vladar guy, and I do acknowledge the fact that eventually the guy has to lose, and yes, eventually he has to give up like more than 2 or 3 goals in a game.
Well, he's lost the game.
But it wasn't like on him. I wouldn't say those games were on him. So there's part of me that wants to say like, all right, is Vladar at all disappointed that he's not going against his former team tomorrow? I don't know. I almost look at it as more of a, hey, we trust you to go out and get this one locked down for us.
Yeah.
I think Vladar has a good game. I think the big issue is the lack of Couturier. I will say, though, that the Leafs aren't exactly the Leafs that you expect them to be. Will this be a wide-open game? I think it will. I do think that Vladar gives up more than 2 goals tonight, but I think the Flyers find a way to win tonight. I'm going to go Flyers 4-3.
Oh, another 4-3.
That's a tough one tonight.
Toronto also has an extra day of rest coming into this.
They have 2.
Right. They haven't played since Wednesday, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They practiced yesterday in Voorhees.
Also, they're used to the American air. Maybe they've been hitting up the Timmy Hortons over near Skate Zone or the training center.
Listen, they want this game to end because the Jays.
That's a good point.
They're like, listen, no whistles, no offsides. Let's keep
Do you
it rolling.
have a prediction for Jays Dodgers tonight?
I don't want to make a prediction because I'm actually rooting for the Jays.
I am too.
I've been a fan of I'm not it's not my number one fandom for baseball, but they're very close. I have a soft spot, Vlad Guerrero. But I don't want to make a prediction because I don't want it to go the wrong way. But go Jays. That's all I can say.
All right. Jackie, tell the people where they can find you.
Inquirer.com, Instagram. My Twitter handle is the same on Instagram without the 93.
Okay.
And I have a TikTok now too.
TikTok?
I know.
I saw she did the video about like
the
the view from the writer's view about like going through the whole day.
Yeah.
That's very good.
No, that was the whole trip.
The whole trip. It was very good.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Jackie Spiegel, thanks for coming on.
TikTok
Thanks,
influencer
Yeah,
from the
that's
great
me.
borough of Queens. Give it up.
Queens again.
One day he'll get it right.
One day.
One day.
Probably not.
I'm going to send Spike Lee at you.
There we go. All right, we're going to bring on Bundy. He's got to get his prediction in here before we head out for pregame. Bundy's looking good tonight. You can tell when Bundy's feeling good. The hair is coiffed really well. Bundy's got like a little coiffed going on. Did you get a haircut?
No, I just brushed it today.
All right. We've all
For
got our
once.
predictions in tonight, Bundy. We got our predictions in.
All right, what do you got?
So, Ant and Intern once again are matching each other. It's very cute.
4 straight games, Andrew and I have the same exact prediction.
They both said 3-2 Leafs. I said Couturier being out is going to make it a more open game, but I still think Vladar gets it done 4-3 Flyers. You say?
I'm gonna say 4-2 Flyers.
Yeah.
Toronto's goaltending is just awful right now.
It is.
So we'll see if they're any better tonight.
But Stolar's, a little going against his former team a little bit.
yeah, but I mean, that wasn't a great love story though?
No,
I mean,
it wasn't. You're right.
Hey, do us a favor if you're out there right now. YouTube's been doing this weird thing where it's showing the handles instead of the names. And our the resident prediction keeper, Allison, who does a great job across YouTube and X and Facebook, she takes all of the predictions. Do us a favor if you can. Drop your prediction in the chat. And if you can, if you're usually under a different name, not your handle, like whatever your display name typically is, like first and last name, drop that along with your prediction so Allison can kind of link that up on the spreadsheet. Otherwise, you might have like your picks kind of split up, and we want everybody to have a chance. Remember, whoever ends up with the most points at the end of the year wins a prize. So you can drop a comment there. You can also reply to the tweet over on the Snow the Goalie Twitter with your prediction there.
By the way, those prizes have been pretty good. They've been autographed items in the past.
Yes.
So I mean, it's not like they're getting some just regular old Snow the Goalie swag. You're getting an actual Flyers autographed item.
And don't forget, we'll bring this up the rest of the show, but on Wednesday we are at Chickies and Pete's in Glassboro at 6 o'clock. Glassboro, New Jersey. I saw that there are people already talking about trying to meet up, link up ahead of the show. 6 o'clock in Glassboro at Chickies and Pete's. We'll be doing Snow the Goalie Radio. We will be back here. First intermission, second intermission, and postgame. Do us a favor if you haven't done so already. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to Snow the Goalie on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music, where you get your podcasts for the regular Snow the Goalie episodes and the postgame of the Press Row Show. We'll be back during intermission. I'm going to go take a breath. Maybe find a tubular meat. What do you think, intern? Tubular meat time? All right, we're out. See you in the first intermission. Welcome into the Press Row Show, the number one rated pregame, intermission, postgame show this side of Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, west of Jamaica, west of the Bahamas, west of the island of Hispaniola. Welcome on in. It is a great day. It's a pretty solid night, but guys, I'm going to take this to a place you might not have expected. We will eventually get to the goal scorers. We will eventually get to some of the big news and notes. Did I legitimately see Owen Tippett killing a penalty that period?
You did.
My eyes weren't deceiving me. I don't have to go back for corrective eye surgery.
It stunned us all.
He's a big guy that can skate, and usually your best skaters with size are penalty killers. They usually are.
Do you think it's something they were just trotting out to see if he could do it, or
I think
the fact that it was a 4-minute power play, they wanted to go a little bit deeper into the bench to get guys out there so you didn't kill your penalty killers?
They wanted to give him a trial and error. He did a hell of a job.
He did.
Because he did a really good job on the penalty kill. He had a good stick. He got the puck out of the zone a couple times down the ice. I don't know if that's a full-time thing right there, Anthony. I'm not sure, but something we'll be looking for the rest of the night to see if he gets more time on the penalty kill.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see him there.
It was pretty shocking. Now, what's not shocking is that these teams both figured out a way to light the lamp in that period.
Real quick, just because someone's asking Bundy this question. As a player, what do you have to say to a ref to get an extra 2 minutes like Konechny got there?
I want you to use your imagination.
I don't want you to say specifics.
There's nothing that I'm going to be able to say that's going to be legal to say on this show.
Ken.
Nope, that's Mites on ice. I thought it was another goal score, but I remember right intermission. You know what? You got to be pretty. You got to really tick the ref off to get the extra two.
But could the referee potentially be thin-skinned a little bit there?
Sure, and most of them are.
And maybe not. Maybe it might not have been as bad as it could have been, and he still gives you the 2 minutes.
Every ref wanted to play in the NHL.
This is true, right?
Every one of them.
Every one of them.
So how would you feel if you just couldn't make it, but you could still skate on the ice with these guys?
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's just the truth. It's the truth.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. That's so good. That's so good. All right, Russ, where were you going before I waylaid that?
2 goals scored in that period. One for the Flyers, Dvorak, set up by
Nikita Gurbankin.
What I tell you, we love Gurbankin. So Gurbankin has a nice play. Where was Gurbankin on that play?
Just below the circle on the left wing side there.
Great pass.
Yeah, it's a nice pass.
Really good finish, too, by Dvorak. It was a really pretty goal to start a hockey game. Stolarz looked like he wasn't ready for it at all.
Yeah.
He was deep in his crease right there. I mean, it's hard to challenge when the play's in that quick because you don't know what the guy down below the goal line is going to do, but that was a really, really efficient start to the hockey game by the Flyers.
I was going to say, Darth Vladar, he does give up a goal. Goes to a guy who's typically under some scrutiny, and certainly this year is probably going to be under more scrutiny than ever with Mitch Marner being gone. Austin Matthews lights the lamp for the Leafs.
He did. He got it back. He's a guy that's been, I don't want to say maligned early in the season, but he's had 8 points in 11 games. Now it's 9 in 12 as this game's not over yet. But those aren't numbers that you expect to see from a guy. And listen, the facts of life are that they took away a 100-point scorer. They took away a guy that got 100 points in Mitch Marner or whatever it was. It was crazy numbers. And you eliminate that from your roster, you're going to feel it, and it's going to reflect somehow in the standings and in the stat sheet.
I got to say, now, Bundy, you obviously have a much better idea growing up in Canada just how the Leafs are viewed. But
yes,
the kind of vitriol for Marner, like towards the end of last season, because if you go back, there was the rumor that not this past season, I guess the season before, trade deadline was coming up, and Toronto was rumored to have offered an extension or whatever, and he just kind of, apparently his camp kind of cut off communication for pretty much the year on going after an extension. And so Toronto fans were, long of the belief that he had a secret deal with Vegas already lined up. And the way they went after a guy who was, born and raised as a Torontoan, as a Leafs fan, all that kind of stuff, he faced so much hatred on his way out of town. And now they don't have anybody who can replace that kind of production. What kind of pressure does that put on the Tavarises of the world, the Matthews of the world, I mean, I have to assume that it jacks up the scrutiny that they are going to face this year.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when you eliminate that many points, and Matthews and Marner, they were a thing. I wonder how many goals Marner had gotten on the assist from Marner. So there's added pressure that falls on the captain of this hockey team, Austin Matthews, to perform and be their best player. Again, that's what happens. He doesn't have that Batman anymore to his Robin, and again, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot until he figures it out and decides that he can carry this team. But he's gonna have to carry this team some nights this year. There's no doubt about it.
Buddy, I have a different Toronto question for you.
Sure.
With the World Series Game 7 about to start, will this be the least watched Toronto Maple Leafs game in the history of the franchise?
I would have to say so, unless there was a game back in 92 or 93 that went up against the Blue Jays then.
Right, but none of those were Game 7, right? Like
no.
This is
clincher, though. Clincher.
There was clincher. There were two clinchers, right? Yeah, for sure. So it's potential, possibly that they, back in those years, we have to look.
I would say tonight the Maple Leafs fans got their first period in, and I think they're going to tune over to the ball
game. And that's it.
Yeah,
they'll check in on the final score.
Check in on the score later. Yeah.
There's a lot of cheek clenching tonight north of the border.
Yeah, there is. It's a nervous time in Toronto. You got a feeling for watching a lot of the stuff today on TV, but certainly the focus is on the Blue Jays. It's not on the Maple Leafs right now.
We're going to go over to the intern. Intern's got his stat of the night, brought to you by intern Andrew. Go ahead, intern.
Yes. So we talked a little bit about this point streak at home that Zegras has going for him, but we also have to mention our guy Darth Vladar has won each of his first 4 home starts to start this season. He's the first Flyers goaltender to do that since Biron won his first 6 in the 06-07 season. And then from the Toronto side, their last game on Wednesday against Columbus. Congratulations to John Tavares, who scored his 500th career goal. As deep and long a history that the Maple Leafs have, I was actually surprised by this. He's only the second player in league history to score his 500th goal in a Maple Leafs uniform.
Really?
The only other one is Sundin in 2006.
Yeah,
wow.
I was going to say Sundin's the only other one, I would think. That's interesting. That is pretty interesting.
Yeah. Also, that Austin Matthews goal, he's now gotten at least 1 point against the Flyers in 12 consecutive games. You have to go back to December 3rd, 2019. That was the last time Matthews played against the Flyers and didn't have at least a point.
Sounds like an AP note.
There you go.
It does.
Intern needs to start negotiating a fee for every time one of his stats is used in an AP story. Just saying. Just saying. By the way, that is intern Andrew's stat of the night. If you or someone you know owns a business and would like to sponsor the intern Andrew stat of the night or trivia time, certainly reach out. You may have noticed we have a lot of sponsors over on Snow the Goalie Radio. We're always open to talking about the Press Row Show, the number 1 rated pregame intermission.
If Chickies and Pete's supposed to sponsor this too, that'd be great.
We could maybe have that conversation. You never know.
I'll eat crab fries as I'm giving the stat.
No, you're not allowed. That you don't try to. This guy's trying to get some free crab fries.
Anyway, that's all he cares about. The hell with getting paid. Just give me the free food.
I know. By the way, don't forget, we will be down at Chickies and Pete's in Glassboro. Is it down? Where's Glassboro?
Yes.
Again, I know nothing about New
it's
Jersey.
South Jersey.
That's south?
It's near
Rowan
University.
on Rowan University.
Yeah, Rowan University's campus.
We will be down there on Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Chickies and Pete's, Glassboro. There are people in the comments earlier that were talking about going down. Join them. Let's have a lot of fun. Let's talk some puck on Wednesday. All right. Gentlemen, can we have a conversation about Vladar, who once again has been strong in net?
He's been solid. Yeah, I mean, that shot Matthews took, there's nothing much you could do about that. That was a laser.
Yeah, and not only that, they were technically without a guy. Like the spacing got all screwed up because Forster took a shot off his foot and he was down in a heap in the left circle. So like the Flyers only had 4 guys, and so like they were trying to re-space out, and Matthews got off a clean look and just ripped it. So you can't really blame Vladar on that. Yeah, I mean, look, he's looked good so far, Russ. I mean, it's not a ton of shots. What does he face? 8 that period? 7, 8, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, it was it's a good period for him.
6 shots.
I'll give the thing that I think was most impressive in the period, Bundy, and it continues to impress. They're top 5 in the league now. It's penalty kill.
Yeah, really good.
Right? I mean, there you are with a 4-minute penalty because Konechny chirps the ref and gets the extra 2. and you're thinking, this could be bad. And they went out and they shut it down.
Yep.
And Toronto didn't get a ton of chances either.
Yeah, and you know what? They had great sticks, the Flyers, taking away the pass through the middle. They picked off probably 3 or 4 pucks in the middle of the ice and just were able to send it down. Excellent penalty killing. And when they need their best player on their penalty kill to be their goalie, he's been there to respond. There was some loose change in front of the net. I thought the Flyers did a great job responding to that.
There was one weird moment, and I'm hoping if they said something on the broadcast and somebody from home could say, because again, we don't get to see the broadcast here. The only feed we get from our perch up in the balcony here is the in-house feed. So we don't see the television feed that you guys get. But there was a point where the Flyers they made the Flyers put guys back on the ice after they iced the puck but they were still shorthanded.
Right.
And I don't know what happened.
I didn't know what was going on there either.
Why the play stopped and why they weren't allowed to make a substitution. They were trying to sub off Zegras and Brink, who were on at that point, and bring on, I think it was Dvorak and
Zegras. Zegras came back.
Well, but I'm saying they were trying to bring Dvorak and Tippett on at that point.
Right.
And the referee wouldn't allow them. They argued. The ref went over to the penalty box, talked to somebody up, in the off-ice officials, and then came back and said, no, he was right. And then Zegras and Brink had to go back out for the draw. It didn't hurt the Flyers, but I'm just curious. I've never seen that before, where it's a non-icing and the guys have to stay on the ice.
Yeah, that was weird. That's what it was? They're bringing the other 2 guys on that were on for that situation beforehand?
Well, it says that they said Vladar froze the puck. Maybe it was because they thought that the play should have been kept going.
Oh, okay.
And it was a frozen, like he froze it and delay a game kind of thing. And so therefore that group has to stay on the ice. I don't know. I don't know. That's stupid. You're killing a penalty. The puck's loose in front of the goalie. You don't think the goalie's going to freeze the puck?
Oh, that's what it was when Vladar came out of the crease to freeze the puck, right? That's what you're saying. That's what they did. So it's kind of a dumb rule. Yeah, I forgot he jumped all the way out to into the middle of the hash mark area to freeze that puck.
Okay, dumb rule. Want to be hockey players?
Yeah. Every one of them wanted to be one, man.
I saw somebody call it a premature freeze. What was the premature thing on Snow the Goalie Radio on Wednesday? Do you remember what was the phrase that?
Oh, that was the premature substitution.
Premature substitution.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get help for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Premature freezing, I think you're okay. In the comfort of your own arena, it's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Bundy.
Yes.
What is the one thing that you think the Flyers have done the best job of in the first period?
Different question.
Again, this Toronto team is not the same kind of star-studded, hitting on all cylinders kind of team they typically have been later in regular seasons. What have the Flyers done to frustrate the Leafs tonight?
They've really clogged up the middle of the ice, I find. That's what they've done well. Taking pucks away. Toronto's trying to put pucks in that area, and I think they've just done a really great job of clogging stuff up in that regard.
Now, I have to ask you a question that I think you're expecting.
Go ahead.
Did you ever cheer for the Blue Jays?
I've been a Yankees fan most of my life.
When you were a kid, though?
Montreal.
I was an Expos fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did your fandom for the Yankees start after the Expos departed, or did the change happen earlier?
I would say I was done with the Expos in about 87.
Okay.
When I went down to Northwood, I kind of, like prep school, I started to take a liking more to the Yankees. And I'd always follow them. I like Donnie Baseball, Don Mattingly.
Yeah.
And then, of course, when I started playing, they started winning all those World Series, so I started rooting really hard for them. I liked them.
Is there any part of you that pulls for your countrymen?
I don't really care.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay.
There's only one Canadian on the Blue Jays.
You know who it is? You know who? Yeah, we were talking about it. Yeah, Vladimir Guerrero. Yeah,
that seems crazy, doesn't it?
His father played for the Expos, born in Montreal,
I know
1999. Yeah,
I was always the most. How many guys, Ant? Because you're the baseball historian here. How many guys that were as good as Vlad Senior batted with no gloves? Like in the let's call it the modern-ish era, like
Moises Alou. I mean, he wasn't as good as, but he was a really good player. Posada, yeah.
It's pretty rare, though.
Yeah. Oh, certainly rare in the modern game. Although now, though, in the modern day, when I say modern, I mean now, today, they allow the bats to have grips on them, which back in the day you weren't allowed to have a grip on the bat.
Yeah.
So that was why batting gloves were first came into use. But some guys preferred to not have the gloves and rather put the sticky stuff on their hands to hold the bat. But now most guys on their bats, they have the tennis racket grips,
Right,
that they
right.
put on bats, right? So most guys have that now. So it really doesn't matter as much.
Bundy, what do the Flyers need to do in the first 5 minutes of this period to regain that lead, take some momentum?
Take more shots. I mean, I don't think Stolarz is looking very comfortable in there. He looks like he's really gripping it. He made a couple stops where he felt like he really had to secure it afterwards. That means he's overthinking things.
Yeah.
I would fire as many shots as I possibly could on Anthony Stolarz.
Anthony, who are you going to keep an eye on in this period?
That's a good question, Russ. I like the way that Dvorak scored that first goal, and that line was I said that we were going to see some mixed up lines, so I want to watch that line a little bit more, because if that line can play like a third line should play,
yeah,
then maybe you mitigate some of what you lost with Couturier being out of the line. So I'll watch that entire line.
You know what's kind of interesting is that one guy we haven't talked about tonight is Mishkov, who's actually had a nice little string of games. I'm going to keep an eye on him this period. I think that might be worth checking out for the second intermission. Let's see if he
definitely
can get
improved,
things
but he was
going.
one of my keys to the game tonight. Was Mishkov improving? He's improved every day over the last 10 or 12 days. It almost feels like he's going to have a breakout goal scoring wise coming at some point.
Yeah. All right, we will be back in the second intermission and post-game.
By the way, did you see Greg Mack kind of taking a shot at you a little bit?
No. What did Greg Mack say?
He said when Andrew hosts, we stay on topic.
I saw there was somebody else who asked if I could go on LTIR because Andrew kept things on track with the hockey.
It's all good.
Was it IR or LTIR? I'd be fine with IR. I don't know if I want LTIR.
Yeah.
That just sounds... Although, if I could get paid like Ryan Ellis, I would happily go on LTIR. Happily.
You and everybody else.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back second intermission and postgame here on the Press Row Show. Like the video, share the video, subscribe, and we'll talk to all of you in the second intermission here on the Press Row Show. Oh, welcome into the Press Row Show, the #1 Raider pregame intermission postgame show this side of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, west of Europe. And I'm not saying Europe for no reason at all. I'm saying that this might be the final countdown for the Flyers' chances in the third period.
That was
3-1.
That was weak.
Is your score.
East Coast Taffy's got a good question there.
Yeah, I was going to pull that up. Oh, sorry, Andrew. I didn't know you were doing it.
So the third goal, what happened was the Toronto player entered the zone, he dropped the pass off. What happened was the Flyers defenseman stayed with the guy that ended up dropping the puck off, and two guys went to the same guy. That left the other guy open for the shot.
So it's a defensive mistake.
Yeah, what happens is when there's a switch, you don't switch with the guy that's on your side. You just stay in your lane. So it becomes a 2-on-2. So if the two guys are coming across and they're switching, if these two defensemen just stay in their lanes, there's no problem there. You can deflect the shot or do something. What happened was the same guy, they both went to the same guy that dropped the puck off and didn't stay with the shooter. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
So that was York and Sanheim?
I think York was on the ice. I don't know. Was it York and Sanheim? I think it was. But those guys, yeah, they just switch. It happens sometimes, but you don't want it to happen there. You just want to stay in both guys stay in their lanes, and those guys that are coming across with the puck carriers, they can switch and drop it off as many times as they want, as long as you're staying and holding your own lane.
It was York and Sanheim.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time, guys. This is the first time that Dan Vladar has looked human. And Ant pointed something out as the game was going on. And I hate the reason that I'm frustrated by it is because he might be right. And it wouldn't have happened if he had been in net against the Flames tomorrow. Ant, go ahead and tell the people what you noticed, potentially.
What did I notice?
About where the pucks were scored on Vladar.
Yeah. It seems like Toronto's shooting high glove, Bundy.
Yeah, I mean, if they may have had something there from before. I mean, there's been nothing this year that suggested that Dan Vladar has a weak spot.
Right.
Allowing 2 goals, so maybe they found something. But, yeah, they're very deliberately shooting high glove.
Yeah, and 2 of the 3 goals have been to the high to the glove side. So
Flyers, to be honest with you, in this game, they've been too cute. They've been trying to make cute little plays and little tic-tac plays instead of just playing a meat and potatoes, get the puck to the net, get shooters there, and then if there's a rebound, you find the open shooter.
It's kind of the antithesis of how they've played to this point this season.
How much of that, Bundy, do you think is adjusting to a new player on the line?
Yeah, a little bit. You know,
right?
It's not having Couturier out there hurts because he takes away a big mass of defensive hockey and posturing on the ice, so that hurts. But getting new line mates is something, but I mean, again, I don't think it should be the end of the world. They have a definitive way that they're taught to play and told to play,
right?
And they have not done as good a job tonight in executing as they have in previous games. Now, that being said, there's still 20 minutes left to play where they can get their stuff together, and come out and do it, because it's not like Stolarz is world beating right now the way he's been net mining. It's been solid, okay. He's been okay so far in this game. But I don't think the Flyers have peppered him with close to enough shots as they should.
The frustrating thing, I think, is that the Maple Leafs aren't exactly coming in here as a super, super hot team. They're 5-5-1 on the season. That's dead last in their division. It's not the same kind of Leafs team you're used to facing. And you're seeing tonight what we kind of talked about a little bit pregame, Ant, and I wanted to get Bundy's opinion on it. And so probably now's the best time before we go to trivia time with intern Andrew. But, Bundy, there's this thought going around Flyers Twitter. Oh, the Flyers are better when Sean Couturier is off the ice because they can play fast.
That's ridiculous.
And that was my take is that's insane. Are they a faster team? Sure. Are they a better team? No. You go back to last game, as soon as Couturier exited that game, higher danger chances became a lot more common. Shots on net became a lot more common. You're seeing it tonight. And, again, even though this isn't the same kind of hitting on all cylinders Maple Leafs team as you might be used to playing, you're seeing this play out before your eyes tonight. Why Sean Couturier, especially as well as he's played this season, is such a big loss. Hopefully it's the shortest of term.
Yeah, he takes away an awful lot from the other team offensively, what they're trying to do. He's always in good position. He wins draws, which the Flyers have struggled, it looks like, tonight on the draws. And so those little things that Couturier does on the ice, he's not a fleet of feet. He's not going to wow you with any kind of speed, but his positioning makes up for that, and that's why he's such a valuable player to this team.
It looks like we what's the I think now's probably the best time to go out to the intern.
For his potato cam.
Yeah, I just saw the potato cam came back for a second. It is not intern Andrew's fault. We are gonna absolve intern of any of the potato cam.
It's weird. It's a wired
connection. So it's something in the building.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, let's bring on the intern. Intern Andrew's trivia time, brought to you by Intern Andrew. If you know of a business in the general Philadelphia or New Jersey area that wants to sponsor, by all means, get in touch with us. Intern, trivia time.
Oh, you got to play him in?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, intern.
So why don't let's go back and unpack this playoff series from April of 2003, Bundy. You played in this series, a wild, competitive 7-game series in the first round. Bundy, you and your Flyer teammates prevailed. 3 overtime winners were scored in this series. None of them were scored in the first overtime. You had 2 in double overtime and then 1 triple overtime winner. You guys know the 3 goal scorers from this series.
Boy, I didn't even remember that.
One was Mark Recchi.
Recchi for sure was one of them.
And wasn't his wife about to give birth?
I don't know.
That night, if I remember correctly.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to ask Mark when I see him next time.
Yeah. And then I think one was Tucker for Toronto, right?
No.
Wasn't that the guy on that team that was a real pest?
Darcy Tucker.
Darcy Tucker, right? Wasn't him?
No. So I actually almost made the question about him. He was the guy that laid out Kapanen in the 04 series.
Yes. And then Roenick scores the goal.
Yeah.
Thereafter.
I figured that one would have been a little bit too easy.
Why did I think Darcy Tucker scored a game-winning goal?
Yeah, it's funny. I played that series and I don't remember it. I remember the clinching game we won. I think 6-0 or 6-1.
No, you blew him out.
6-1.
6-1. Yeah.
You got that.
Yeah.
Not 6-7.
Don't you dare.
It's already done.
Blue Jays just went up 3-0, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Well, you know what?
3-run homer by Dante Bichette.
Who did he hit it off of?
Ohtani.
Ohtani? Is Ohtani a starter? He's a starter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other 2 are both Maple Leafs, by the way.
Yeah, I know the Maple Leafs won 2 of the 3. That's why I was guessing Darcy Tucker.
But you got me.
One of them was a Czech defenseman.
A Czech defenseman for Toronto.
Yeah.
Karpovsky?
No. Nothing. Okay, so that was Thomas Cabriolet.
Oh.
The other one is
Cabriolet.
a forward who is currently a head coach in the NHL.
A forward who is currently a head coach in this league. Wow.
Russ, you know?
No, I'm just
watching baseball.
I'm enjoying the fact that Shohei got yanked from that game. CM Punk just won the World Heavyweight Championship. It's a good night.
I got no idea on this. Who the heck could it have been?
The other one was Toronto too?
Yeah. 2 of them were Toronto, 1 of them were Flyers.
Okay.
You got me, Andrew.
No one in the comments either.
Wow.
The current coach of the Ottawa Senators, Travis Green.
Travis Green,
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I forgot he even played in Toronto. I only remember him as an
Travis
Islander.
Green,
He was with the Maple Leafs for 2 seasons.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
And he
stick taps for intern Andrew.
Yeah, it was a good one. It was
He
tough.
rarely stumps the panel, but he did tonight.
Yeah.
Good one, Andrew.
Thank you.
That was it. All I remember about that series, Bundy, was that you guys were dead afterwards.
Yeah, it was a lot. Took a lot out of us.
Because you played, I think you played Ottawa the next series, is that correct? And and lost pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Ottawa won in 6.
Well, maybe it wasn't as quick as I thought. But yeah, like you guys had nothing left after that Toronto.
Those Toronto series always took a lot out of you.
Yeah.
They were so physical. Everybody was hitting everybody. They were a physical series.
There was a lot of bad blood there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hated Toronto as much as anybody in the league at the time.
Going back and looking, I think the Flyers and Maple Leafs in total 6 playoff series in both of their histories against each other. Flyers have won 5 out of the 6. 99 was the only time the Maple Leafs beat the Flyers in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's correct.
All right.
Good stuff, Andrew.
Thank you.
Intern, well done.
Yeah.
That, of course, is trivia time with intern Andrew.
You wanted to play music on the way out, too?
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, did you want to?
That's what the way you made it sound. It was like you were looking at it.
And
like,
that was trivia time with intern Andrew. Like Shohei Ohtani.
Sad trombone there at the end, right?
It was.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great quote there. Intern Andrew made more points than Penn State did today.
Aw. Did Penn State play today?
Played Ohio State today.
It's our anniversary.
They stink. It is, yeah. Yeah, do you want to play that drop?
Play what drop? Yeah, I don't have a drop. You mean?
What happened there?
What happened there?
Hey, the hockey team swept Ohio State in Columbus.
Well, good for them.
There's that.
Penn State, the renowned hockey school, continues to just light it up. Hey, Ann, I know that it's going to annoy a couple of the people in the comments, but I also see people commenting about it. Are you worried for the Dodgers now? You've been, very high on the Dodgers train, down 3-0, still early.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that they kept Ohtani in the game after the last inning, right? I mean, he was certainly struggling at the end of last inning. He got out of it with that strikeout. I was surprised that they kept him in for this inning.
Yeah.
So, and he didn't want to go to, I guess he didn't want to go to Glasnow. He brought in Wroblewski.
I told you, I always thought Glasnow looked like he was petrified to play. Is that one going?
No, it's gone.
All right.
So, anyway.
Let's get back to hockey. As they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
Yeah, this is gonna be a tough third period, I think. I don't know, Bundy. They just seem a little disjointed tonight.
They do. They're not on the kind of game they were last time where I thought they were really peppering the ice. They really were skating. Tonight it feels a little bit like they're in quicksand, but they're not helping themselves either. They're too cute. They're playing too cute tonight, and that doesn't help.
So here's one for you. So the other night they Talk was talking about how, the first 2 periods they really weren't playing their best game. They ramped it up obviously in the third period to pull away from Nashville. Sometimes when you win a game and you didn't play your best game, doesn't that carry over to the next game a little bit? It's almost like you got away with one, but you don't really. You still make some of the same mistakes, and it costs you.
Yeah, usually it's funny with hockey, but usually when you're playing well and you're about to you're winning a bunch of games and you're about to fall off it.
Yeah.
There's things and bad tendencies and traits that you'll pull out in those games leading up to that losing that first game.
Right.
And the sign of a really good hockey team is to never lose 2 in a row.
Right.
That's how you know you got yourself a good hockey team when, you can lose one, which happens, but it doesn't carry into a losing streak. That being said, too, when you're on a losing streak and you haven't been winning a lot, usually you see a few things in the game, even when you lose, like one of the last games of that losing streak, that you start to turn the corner.
Right.
And so, I've seen a few things the Flyers have done not as well in this game tonight that usually adds up to a loss in a game. Now, that being said, they have 20 minutes left to try to get their stuff together here and figure things out. It's only 2 goals. It's not the end of the world.
Right. No, absolutely. And to answer Tony Louie's question, Bundy can tell you, but yes, Berube was as tough as his reputation. Not a question.
One of the toughest guys I've ever played with. Yeah, he used to be in tough man contests when he was 16 years old. His father used to enter him in them.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, he was the real deal tough. Yeah.
Yeah, Tony, go back to what was it? 2 episodes ago, 2 press row shows ago, when you told the chirp story.
Yeah, Brian Leach. Yeah,
the Brian Leach one. Go back to the one from Tuesday. Tuesday.
That was
Yeah.
Penguins game? It was the Pittsburgh game.
Game. Yeah, go back to the Pittsburgh game press row show. Bundy tells a great Chiefs story about Brian Leach. That's a good one. So there you go. right, we got 2 minutes to wrap this one up here, Russell. Do you want to ask your standard question?
No, I actually want to ask you a question. What's the score of that World Series game? I'm not making fun of you. What's the score?
3-0.
You know what other score was 3-0 tonight?
What's that?
The Philadelphia Union. They're
Oh.
advancing to the next round of the MLS playoffs.
Oh, wow.
Good for them. We're going to try to find a little bit of positivity tonight. You know, Sixers had an awful, well, it got close, but horrible final possession. Flyers tonight, not exactly yet, but the Philadelphia Union giving a little bit of something. Maybe that good juju will press over here, and then you have the. Do you guys believe in the idea that teams from the same city, there's
No.
only so much equity, there's only so much good juju that can go around in a single night?
No.
Like, if the Leafs win, does that mean the Jays are less likely to win? If the Jays win, because I want to believe that. That would be good, proportionate, you know?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Well, I tried.
You did try. Good effort by you.
Bundy,
Yeah.
Matvei Mishkov in this game has
Quiet.
not made an impact.
No.
Would you say that he's the one who's the most under the gun to make something happen in this third period?
I mean, he's got to be better. He's not moving his feet at all. And it looks like he's got his feet stuck in concrete tonight. And again, like, he's not a blazing speed skater out on the ice. He's not going to wow you with his rush chances, like going coast to coast like butter on toast. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I think he can do a better job getting in and around the net and making some plays down there. I really think that they haven't peppered Stolars enough or given him enough work in this game.
Coast to coast like butter on toast.
Yeah.
That's almost as funny as the mice.
You know what show that
The
you...
what?
The mice on.
The Mice on Ice? Yeah, but do you know what show Coast to Coast Butter Toast?
Sassy mice race across the ice.
Yes, mice.
I was thinking Ed,
Yes.
Ed and Eddie, but okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. By the way, just to clarify this, Ed Coleman, that story, Berube told me, completely untrue.
That's not a true story. No.
Completely untrue.
Yeah. That's got to be one of the most, like, people take that story as it's absolutely the truth. It's not. It's not even remotely close.
Yeah, not true.
I'll tell you what is true. We will be back post-game here on the Press Row Show. Anthony, are you going to be joining us, or are you downstairs for the AP?
No, I will join you because, I don't have to go for AP.
Oh, okay.
I usually go for on Pattison, but because there's a game tomorrow, puck drop, we'll be fine.
All right, so
Yeah.
post-game, whole panel, come back here, like the video, share the video, subscribe. Talk to all of you post-game. Let's hope the Flyers can get back in this one. Talk soon. Welcome into the Press Row Show, the number one rated pregame, intermission, and postgame show. I'm going to try to do what Anthony's doing. Anthony, Associated Press guy from time to time. Tell me if this sounds about right. Austin Matthews got the Maple Leafs on the board. Dan Vladar looked human. The Flyers looked lost without Sean Couturier. The Maple Leafs skate away with a 5-2 win.
And the Blue Jays are leading 3-1 with the Dodgers with 2 men on and nobody out in the sixth inning. Sixth inning.
Yep.
Sorry.
And CM Punk and Jade Cargill, former AEW stars, hoisted gold above their head over at Saturday Night Main Event. Anybody else? And the Philadelphia Union won 3-0 tonight to advance in the MLS Cup playoffs.
Good for them.
I think the less we talk about this game and the more we talk about other things, the better. Now, let's get into it. Vladar tonight did not have his best start, gave up a 4th goal in the 3rd period, and very quickly was pulled by Rick Tocchet. Now, Bundy, I think you and I both kind of asked the same question. Anthony had a slightly different take on it. Do you think that that's an effort to try to jumpstart the team there in the 3rd by putting Kolosov in? Is that just trying to get Kolosov a little bit of work? Or do you think that's, hey, you know what? It wasn't working for Vladar tonight, and maybe you're going to try to put him in net tomorrow against his former team, Calgary?
I'll bet the coach spoke pretty tough on the team after the 2nd period. They weren't playing their best hockey, and they probably figured they left the goalie out to dry a little bit. That's a tough one. He pulled Vladar, so he figured they just scored the 4th goal after I just spoke to them in the locker room. So I don't know what the thought was. Anthony's thinking they put Kolosov in to get him ready for tomorrow. And I'm thinking they pull Vladar out so they could keep him as fresh and ready to play again tomorrow against his former team in Calgary. So I'm not sure. Anthony could be right. We could be right. I don't know yet. And that'll probably be a decision they'll make tomorrow what they're going to do.
Yeah, I don't think Tocchet will say anything after the game either. I think it'll be, he'll make a decision tomorrow. But I tend to think that he's going to let Kolosov play. I have a feeling that he may have already told him that he's going to start tomorrow.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, you're not going to pull it back from him, especially after what that guy went through with the Flyers last year, right?
On the flip side of that, though, Kolosov came in the 3rd period and he looked okay.
Didn't give up
any goals.
He made a couple stops in tight. He was fine.
And based on how Vladar's played this season, Kolosov probably wasn't mentally expecting to have to get in this one. So there you go. Good little reacclimation here.
And if he does get in tomorrow night, then it was worth the fact putting him in and letting him get some feel for the building again and the spacing around him.
Fans gave him a nice little cheer when he came in.
Yeah.
Hope springs eternal.
Scary moment in the 3rd period. We should probably talk about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Matvei Mishkov collides with Chris Tanev. Didn't even look like a bad hit, guys.
No, it didn't.
It was like shoulder to shoulder. He kind of caught him on the back of his shoulder. Tanev maybe had a little bit of like a whiplash type action with his head.
There was some speculation they went helmet to helmet. I did not see that.
I didn't see helmet to helmet.
Shoulder to shoulder.
Neither did I see helmet to helmet. The only thing with this is Tanev had missed the last 4 games with a concussion. And so this was his first game back.
Yeah, this was his first game.
And so that happens. You worry about a guy coming off of a concussion, even a small hit like that. Bundy, you know all too well about the concussion type situation with how quickly once you have one, they could come back, even if it's on the most innocuous little physical contact.
First concussion I had was the worst one. It was a highlight reel concussion, like brutal.
Yeah,
really?
I was spitting snow on the ice, like I was out cold for 15 seconds.
Wow.
And I was back like a week later. But then I had ones that were less than that, where I just got my bell rung, and I was out for a long time. It ended my career ultimately. Like concussions, they were bad.
Yeah.
Not asking you to speculate on it, because obviously we don't know the details of it. We haven't talked to the player or the medical staff or whatever. 4 games to clear, I guess, a concussion protocol and come back. Do you feel like that's like enough time? Is it something where, like, I know that every concussion is different, every person that suffers one is different, but is there like a certain limit where you go, hey, you know what, like, not saying that as a league they need to instill or install like a specific timeline. I don't know, 4 games to me doesn't seem like a lot of time.
It just depends. Like I said, it depends on how the guy's feeling and what the protocol is. I know they have protocol for it, but it really depends sometimes, Russ, because if the guy's good to go and he says, listen, I have no symptoms, because they can go away quick. They can go away overnight. and then all of a sudden you're ready to go. So, I mean, it was an unfortunate situation. I'm assuming that it was a concussion. I don't like to speculate on it, but.
Well, no, I mean, yeah. I mean, we're not going to guess as to what happened there, but you put 2 and 2 together and you go, just came back from a concussion, had a hit that kind of jerks your head and neck area around a little bit. It's probably related to that. I mean, it could be. You never know. It could have been something else. Maybe he felt something pop in his neck.
I actually was worried
like,
on the hit initially. I thought the shoulder went into like directly in the middle of the back, like in the spine, and then you really worry about because I didn't see his like hands move or anything. You're like, ooh, that's especially scary. You know?
Yeah. No, it's so it only made our night longer.
Yeah,
this was a long. I mean,
3-hour game again.
It was a long one,
which is just crazy.
I mean, it's bad
Kike
enough
Hernandez
that we're here.
Just got it.
What happened?
Kike Hernandez just delivered another hit.
They didn't score though.
No,
the Dodgers scored 1.
Yeah, it's 3-2.
3-2.
Yeah, it's 3-2. Yeah.
So I asked the question during one of the intermissions. You know, is there a certain amount of juju that goes around when teams from the same city are playing on the same night? The Philadelphia Union won, so the Flyers couldn't win this game. The Maple Leafs just won, and now things are starting to turn against the Jays. If the Jays lose this game, will Toronto fans hold it against the Leafs for getting the win tonight?
That's right. Blame the Leafs for everything.
I think that's the easy thing
to do. I don't mind that.
Let's bring intern Andrew on here really quick. Intern, anything that sticks out to you before we wrap the show tonight?
Not really.
No, you had a note. You did. About the power play goal.
Oh, they extended their streak now. It's 5 consecutive.
Yeah, and Zegras extended his streak to 7 games,
and
too. Right?
And Zegras as well. Yeah, so he tied. He's tied with Forsberg and Zettel for most consecutive home games to begin their Flyers tenure with at least 1 point.
So that's 2 streaks that managed to extend there in the third period.
Yeah,
not bad. I want to try to find positives in this game.
And I will say this too, like Bundy. I mean, Flyers didn't. I don't know if you can't really challenge it, and I'm not sure that they reviewed it either. But the goal by Abels, they called it a high stick.
I didn't like that call.
I didn't necessarily think it was a high stick. I thought it was below the crossbar.
On the second and third review, it looked like that. It did. It looked like it wasn't high stick,
right?
On the initial play, but that ref called it really quick,
right away.
Yeah, like immediately. So,
yeah, I mean, I think that was an unfortunate break for the Flyers there in the third period, because if you get that goal and then you get it to 4-3, and now you have those power plays there at the end, maybe it's a little bit different kind of urgency to tie the game. You only need one to tie it at that point. Maybe changes things. So I think that kind of impacted the game a little bit in the third period.
Intern, anything else out of you?
No. I mean, this was just a throw away the tape game.
Throw away the tape.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll throw it away, but they'll definitely they're showing the replay again. Yeah, it just didn't seem like much of anything.
We can't show the replay here on
YouTube. But I'm watching it again, and it's just like, I mean,
it's not a dirty hit.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like anything.
Like he just kind of runs into him, right? And yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah.
Anytime a stretcher comes out, like it's absolutely scary. We were actually trying to come up with this, Ant. Like, when is the last time we were in attendance for a Flyers game where a stretcher came out? Like, it's not common for sure.
I can't think of one. Bundy, can you remember?
I can't remember or think of one.
No.
I haven't seen an update either. I mean, obviously we sent our best.
Yeah, I know.
That was definitely scary.
Yeah. That should do it, Russ.
Yeah, I was going to say we're back. I was trying to find another positive in tonight's game if there was one.
We'll be back in 20 hours.
Yeah,
there we go.
There's your positive.
6th inning the top of the 6th is over.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, Flames. Let's just throw out a prediction. Who's in net tomorrow?
Kolosov.
Bundy.
Well, I think Anthony's onto something, but I think it could still be Vladar. It could be. We'll see. Only because it's his former team. If it wasn't his former team, it would be a non-discussion right now.
I think it'll be Kolosov.
I think it's going to be Vladar. Do we put that as a point on the predictions?
No. Just
Bundy and I could really use that extra.
Just because you and Bundy are falling far behind intern Andrew
and I.
Far
behind.
And really, you guys are only falling behind me because intern Andrew keeps copying me.
That is
every
patently
game.
Wow.
If you want me to, I'll go first every single.
I think
game.
I'd won like 4 or 5 in a row.
No, you were doing good.
Yeah.
You were doing good.
I'm actually gonna hold on. Let me update the standings really quick.
Do you have it? Do you have it updated?
I do have it updated up.
Wow, look at you! Keeping up with it this year.
Be proud of me. Thank you.
I'm impressed.
So coming into the game, Ant had 9, Intern had 8. Bundy had 7. I had 6. You guys both took up a point. So Ant is up to 10. Andrew's up to 9. Bundy is at 7. I remain at 6. It's not like it's a
You sound like the guy who's counting the spins on Press Your Luck.
big bucks, no whammy, and
Stop. Did you like that game show growing up? The original. Not
Which one?
Press Your Luck with the whammies.
I don't remember that one as much.
You don't remember the whammies?
No, I don't remember that. No.
When they would hit the thing, and then there was a little cartoon guy. If the
No, I don't remember that one.
Oh.
And then they
Must
brought-
have-
do you
must
remember when
have
they brought it back?
Canadian upbringing.
yeah,
Do you
it was in
remember when
the 80s. they brought it back? It wasn't as good.
on like the Game Show Network?
That's the one where the guy. There's a great documentary if you can find it. I wish I knew what it was called off the top of my head. But there was a guy who figured out, because this is in the 80s, right? It wasn't as digital like it is now. He figured out the pattern
Yes, I remember that.
that the lighting was happening on the board and memorized it so that he would never hit the whammy. And he just kept playing and kept going and kept going
Really?
and won all this money. And then they looked into it, or like, oh my God, this guy cheated. Like he figured out.
I don't know if he cheated.
Well,
if he figured out the pattern.
Yeah, but then he also had some problems with what he did with the money, and he was laundering it, and there was other issues. involved.
allegedly. Let's make sure we put out allegedly.
Yeah,
out
well,
there.
he's
Yeah.
dead now, so I don't think.
Well, he
I
could
don't
have
think
an
it matters.
estate, and we don't need the estate to come after the Press Row show.
But yeah, it's a fascinating story.
Anthony besmirches the name of a dead man.
And another fascinating story is the host of that show,
Yes.
Peter Tamarkin.
Yeah.
I think he died jumping out of a plane. Like his parachute didn't open. He was doing a skydive kind
Oh,
of
I
thing.
didn't know. I thought he had a parachute. I thought he when he jumped out of a plane.
It was kind of a crazy thing, but yes. Yeah, there you go.
Say 1 in 5 people don't even make it to the ground.
Or was it a plane crash? Was it a plane crash?
Oh my God.
Christo 2020 is saying it's that's Chris Freed, by the way. I
This
think
is really.
he said it was a plane crash. I thought it was maybe he was a pilot. I was something with that. It was I don't know if it was the parachute or the pilot. I forget. But yeah.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow night.
You know what? Hold on.
6:30.
I'm looking at this Peter Tamarkin.
There
guy.
it is.
The
He got
host. Oh, Rod Roddy was the announcer. What else did Rod Roddy? host?
Roddy.
Speaking for the price is
This
right.
Yes.
A Mark Goodson television production.
Yes.
let's see.
Mark Goodson, Bill Todman television production.
Tamarkin, a private pilot,
I've
and
heard of them.
his second wife Kathleen were killed when his Beechcraft
Oh, so he was
Bonanza
flying the plane.
A36
Okay.
crashed a few hundred
This
feet
is the guy that was
offshore
on the
in
show?
Santa Monica
No, he
Bay.
was the host.
Oh, he was the host.
He was
Okay.
good. He was a good game show host. Like he was really good.
Aircraft lost power shortly after takeoff. That's really sad.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
Do you got the guy's name who cheated? We can we can give the name of the
Press
documentary.
your
Tell her.
luck, cheater. Hold on. Michael Larson, an unemployed ice cream truck driver who won a record $110,237
This
in
is in the
1984.
Wow.
100 and some thousand. Think about that. Game shows like he
He
used to
didn't
win.
technically cheat.
Yeah, like $1,000
Right.
or something. Yeah, back
Oh,
then.
he
yeah.
won
the
$100,000.
luckiest man in America.
That's what it's called.
That was the name of the documentary.
Yes. Luckiest man in America.
So you come here for the hockey talk, and some of you might have been like, "Hey, can we get a little discussion about what Nikita Gurbankin brought to the lineup and that beautiful assist on the first goal of the game?" You know, could we have done that? Maybe. Could we have talked about
You
the
don't
the gaping hole at center without Sean Couturier?
You don't
So
get
all
this
of
on Postgame Live.
That
No.
No.
is correct.
Oh.
What do you got on Postgame Live?
You're usually my eyes close, and I get some Z's. That's what I get on Post Game Live.
I can't wait for the complaints about this now. All right, we will be back on Sunday here on the Press Row Show as the Flyers take on the Calgary Flames. We think.
Yes.
Well, we think we'll be here. But yeah, against the Flames. We'll be here. Pre-game, intermission, post-game show. Do us a favor, if you haven't done so already, like the video, share the video, and subscribe. The post-game of this, as well as Snow the Goalie Radio,
Wednesday.
and other assorted episodes of the show are also available in the podcast feed
Yeah,
over
but-
on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music, wherever you get your
On
podcasts.
Wednesday at Chickies and Pizza of Glassboro, 6 p.m. Join us.
Glassboro, New Jersey, 6 o'clock. Set aside. Listen, what do you have going on Wednesday night? Serious question. Was there a game on Wednesday night? There's not a Flyers game, right? No. You're a Flyers fan. All right, think about it for a second. What do you have going on Wednesday? A kid's practice? We have like a dance recital? A concert? Your spouse trying to take you to some kind of a ceramics class? You got ballet? What do you got going on? What do you got going on? Seriously. All right, real quick before we go out. Intern, really quick. What were your final thoughts on the game?